Good morning, everybody. How are you guys? I'm just going to adjust that a bit so you can see our bulletin board, and we'll get started in just a couple minutes. So, yeah, we'll wait to see if we have some friends joining us this morning. Just about one more minute. Yeah. Do you like what I'm wearing today? I just can't get rid of the summer yet. So it is 10 o'clock, and I think we're going to get started. Um, Good morning, and welcome to Sunday School. Today we're starting another new type of lesson. It's 6 lessons in a row, and our lessons are going to be called Treasure Seekers. And we're going to be looking into treasure. And I have a treasure chest. And we're going to be looking into our treasure chest just to see to give us clues, first of all, to see what our lesson is about. But we're going to call our Sunday school lessons treasure chest just because we're going to be exploring um, the different things in the world that God has given us. And we're going to find out that God is our greatest treasure. So, that's why we're going to call it Treasure Seekers, because we're going to find out what kind of treasure God has in store for us today. And before we begin, I just want to do a shout out. There is somebody's birthday. It's not today, but it's Thursday. I just want to say happy birthday to Rowan. How's that? Happy birthday, Rowan. Yeah, Rowan's birthday is on Thursday. And so we want to wish him a happy birthday. Yep. So we're going to be calling our lessons Treasure Seekers. And I thought that I would put up a tropical theme because when I think of treasure, I think of like pirates on an island. And so I have some island things here. I have my fish, my flamingos, my crab, my palm trees. I've got my lei here. I'm not ready to give up summer, even though some people say that this weekend, Labor Day weekend, is the last weekend of the summer. I'm not ready. I still want my summer. So, during our Treasure Seekers time, we're going to have special Sundays, and we're going to have special flip flop day. We're going to have special sunglass day, wear a beach hat day, wear a beach shirt day. What else? Oh, we're going to make up like a tropical fruit punch that you could drink during Sunday school lesson. Yeah, so we'll have those special days, something to look forward to. If you're out there and watching Sunday school and you didn't pick up your Sunday school packets yet, they're in my room, room 5, right off the parking lot. Come on in, and you have to circle around the table and pick up your papers. I have bags there, but you need your papers to do your art lessons with us. Yeah, you have to figure out what we're going to be doing. So if you want to do your art lesson, come pick up all your materials, okay? Not too late. This is our first week of Treasure Seekers. Now, I mentioned our special days, and today is our very first special day. And today is Special Flip Flop Day. And I sent out an email to moms and dads, and I said, decorate your favorite a pair of flip flops any way you want to. So I'm going to show you my special flip flops. Can you see my flamingo on there? I put a flamingo and some flowers. Yeah, so they're my tropical flip flops. I'm going to wear them for our lesson today. And I look kind of silly walking around the church, but nobody seemed to notice yet because there's not too many people here. So I'll wear them later on when I'm leaving from Sunday school. We'll see if anybody noticed my special flip flops. I kind of really like them. I might leave them this way and wear them to the beach next time I go. So let's begin our lessons. I mentioned that I had a treasure chest, and every week we're going to have clues to our story in the treasure chest. Now I'm going to move over just a little bit because My clues today are pictures, and I want to put them up on our board so everybody can see them, okay? So, I'm just going to move over just a little bit. You can still see me. And I'm going to open up our treasure chest and see what's in here. So, the first treasure I have are eyes. Eyes. We'll put them right there. Let's see. Ooh, yummy. My next picture that I have, let's hold them up there. Apples. I have some apples, so we'll put the apples up here. Huh. Now I have some tomatoes. Eyes, apples, and tomatoes. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Can you figure it out yet? Oh. Now I have a rhinoceros. Wow. I wonder. Have you figured out the clues yet? No. Oh, here's a box of Raisin Bran cereal. I don't know what that's all about. Oh, here's a car. Can you see the picture of the car? Kind of got shiny on me. Car. Put that down there. Oh, this is interesting. I have a picture of Oprah. Oprah Winfrey. Huh. I wonder why I have a picture of eyes, apples, tomatoes, rhinoceros, Raisin Bran, a car, and Oprah. Anybody figured it out yet? Nope. I'll give you a hint. Because we're not going to solve this until the end. But I'll give you a hint. I need my chalk. So, we're going to go through the pictures one more time, and we're going to decide what the letter, the beginning letter of each picture is. That's going to be a clue. So let's look at eyes. What is the beginning? What does eyes begin with? What letter? E, right? So I'm going to put an E here. How about apples? A. How about tomatoes? T. Rhinoceros? R. Raisin Bran? R. Car is a C. Oprah is an O. Now, here's what you're going to do. We're going to try to figure out what word these letters make. That's the clue to our story. Now, during our story, I'm going to say this word a couple times. See if you can figure out what it is. We'll solve the clue at the very end of our lesson. Okay? So we have an E, an A, a T, 2 R's, a C, and an O. See if you can figure out what that is. So, we're going to start with our story. We're going to find out about our world from the beginning. Now, I know you know this story. You've probably heard it at least 10 times. I know we've taught it here in Sunday school, but this is a little different twist to it. So I want you just to listen, see if you can figure out what this word is, and picture these things in your mind, because I'm not going to show you any pictures about our story. So just picture this. Our story starts like this. In the beginning. Ooh, where have you heard that before? Guess what? I know we've talked about that before. It's the first 3 words in the Bible, in Genesis, right? We've heard this before. In the beginning, what did God start with? Nothing. There was only darkness. Let's close our eyes for a minute and imagine that there's only darkness. Now keep your eyes closed. There are no sounds, no colors, no light. And then God spoke. His voice boomed out through the empty darkness. Let there be light. And there was light. Okay, you can open your eyes now. Now God separated light from darkness and called the light day and the darkness night. But the world wasn't finished yet. There was much, much more God wanted to do. The second day, God said, let there be sky. And there was. And it was more than blue sky above us. God stretched layers of gases and waters around the earth to make an atmosphere for humans where we could live. So now there was light and sky and an atmosphere surrounding the earth. But every bit of the planet itself was water. There was much more God wanted to do. So then on the third day, God said, let the water be gathered together and let dry land appear. When the water gathered into seas, mountains and hills and islands appeared. There was still a lot of water, and it made rivers and lakes and creeks. Then God said, let the land produce growing things. And it was so. There were plants, trees, and fruits and flowers of every kind. Are you picturing this in your head? The world looks beautiful, doesn't it? On the fourth day, God made a special bright light, and he put it in the sky to shine during the day. Do you know what that was? Yeah, I know you do. We call that light the sun. And he made the moon and the stars to shine at night. And God looked at the beautiful planet and saw how good it was. It was a beautiful planet, a perfect planet. Are you picturing that? It does look beautiful, doesn't it? Except that it was empty. All those lakes and seas and forests and fields and prairies, they were very quiet. What do you think was missing? You know it. What do you think the world would be like without the birds and the animals? So then on the fifth day, God created fish and sea life in the rivers and oceans. He created birds and butterflies and every other kind of creature with wings to fly in the sky. And on the sixth day, God said, let there be all kinds of animals, big ones, little ones, all sizes in between, and let them roam all over the earth. And roam all over the earth they did. Walruses and wallabies and iguanas. What are some unusual animals that you know of? Can you think of some? God made them all. Now, this was all very wonderful, but there was something else God wanted to create. What do you think he needs? On the sixth day, God created humans. He created people. The first people, Adam and Eve, were different from anything else God had created. God lovingly created people to care for all that he had created. More than that, God created people to love him and to be loved by him. The Bible tells us that people were created in the image of God. That means we are like God in some important ways. But best of all, the people God made would be able to talk to God and to know him. So day and night, people could pray and know that God would hear them. That's what made people the most amazing part of all of God's wonderful creation. And what about the seventh day? Well, on the seventh day, God rested. From the work of creating the world, God was happy with his creation. The world was off to a perfect start. And right now, I am looking over at the window, and we have a little creation that God had made. It's a praying mantis. I think he's watching to see what we're doing on Sunday school. Yeah, he's just sitting on the window watching and praying for all of us. Yeah, he's been there for a while, so that's kind of neat. So I guess he is waiting for Sunday school. So God's creation is all around us. We can see it, and we can touch it, we can hear it. And from the minute we wake up with the birds chirping and outside our windows until the minute we go to sleep with the glow of the moon and the stars at night, sometimes we don't even notice God's creation. We just go through our day to day, and we don't even know the amazing things that God has made in the world. But when we pay attention, it reminds us that God is really awesome. And that's like when I first came in and saw that on the window, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. You know, God made a praying mantis and he put him there for us today. So, when was the time that you saw something amazing, God, in one of God's creations? You know what I love watching? Are sunsets. And when I see an amazing sunset, I always go, thanks, God. You know, you just look at it and you're just like, wow, God, that is really, really awesome. Thanks, God, for that. Can you think of some more really cool creations? How about a starfish? They're pretty neat, right? Or just a cow. A cow is pretty cool creation that God made for us. We're going to read our memory verse today, our Bible verse. And we're going to open up our Bibles to Psalms. And we're going to look at Psalm 9, verse 1. And it says, Lord, I will give thanks to you with all my heart. I will tell about all the wonderful things you have done. I really like that one. I'm going to read it one more time. It's Psalms 9, verse 1. Lord, I will give thanks to you with all my heart. I will tell about all the wonderful things you have done. Wow. That's just telling us that God created all this and we should praise him for it. We should praise him with all of our hearts and we should go out and tell people about God's creation. So, in your packet, you had a paper that had a treasure chest on it. And then you also had a paper with Bible verses on it. And the very first one was that Bible verse. Your paper looked like this. It says memory verses on the top. So what I want you to do right now is cut out just the top one. You can just cut right across there. So you need to cut that out and you need a glue stick. So let me just get my bigger memory verse. I printed it out a little bit bigger so we'd be able to see it. And I'm going to scoot back a little bit and move our camera. Hello. And I have a paper that kind of looks like your paper. Yours is a little smaller. But this is our poster. And I'm going to put some glue on the back of our memory verse. And I'm going to hang it up. So I can look at my paper every day, remember that verse, and just thank God for all the wonderful things that he has created. So you can put your paper maybe on the refrigerator at home. I'm going to put it right up at the top. I'm going to hang this up here at church on the bulletin board. And every week we're going to keep adding our memory verses to it. So it says one more time, Lord, I will give thanks to you with all my heart. I will tell about all the wonderful things you have done. So when you get a chance, if you don't have a chance now, take yours, cut it off the page, and glue it on your treasure chest. Yeah. And then after 6 weeks, we'll have some really awesome memory verses on our paper. Keep it out so you can read it every day so you give thanks to God every single day. Also, I gave you something that kind of looked like a football. It wasn't though. And it had some fins attached to it. So it's our very first, let me grab it here, our very first art project for treasure seekers. And I wanted to make something that God had created that would remind us to say thank you again to God for creating. So we're going to make a fish. So on your paper, you had a football shape, and it was a pretty different colors on it. And then you had a paper that had 3 fins. I want you to color your fins and cut them in. Now I have one left to do, so I'm going to get my scissors. I'm going to cut out my one fin, and then I'm going to glue it on my fish. And I'm also going to hang that up so we can thank God every day for the wonderful, awesome creation that He had made for us. So I need my glue stick and put a little glue on my fin. And that's going to be the tail fin, so I'll put it at the bottom, at the end of my fish. And if you want to, you could put scales on your fish. You could just even write thanks God on it. So now every time that you see your fish, you'll remember about the beautiful creation that God made. Isn't that cool? So that's our art for today. So color it, cut it out, and glue it on the football shape. And you can add an eye or a mouth, anything that you would like to do for that. Okay. So one more other things that I gave you for today. You had, if you're in preschool, kindergarten, or first grade, you had this coloring page to do. And there's Adam and Eve and all the things from the creation that God had made. And if you were in second, third, fourth, or fifth grade, you got a puzzle. Yep, and you have to figure out. What it is saying. So you have to use the grid here, the pictures, and the numbers and letters to figure out what the words are. Yep. So that's something for you to do later on this week, and it would help you to remember all about God's creation. Now, before we close and we go back to our prayer, let's take a look at our pictures again. I'm going to scoot back again. Have you figured it out yet? Remember, I said our pictures were clues, and we had to figure out what the beginning letter was of each of our pictures. I said our word a couple different times in our story. Have you picked it up yet? So I'm going to give you a hint. I have to move back a little bit more. I'm going to give you a hint. Our word starts with the letter C. So we have the car. So we're going to put the C down here. And I'll erase it from here. Begins with the C. Have you figured it out yet? Another hint. Let's take our rhino. Rhino begins with an R. So our word is C-R. Anybody know what it is yet? How about the eyes? Eyes begin with the letter E. C-R-E. Apples come next. Just put that here. Put this up a little bit more. C-R-E-A. Are you getting it? T with the tomatoes. O for Oprah. And our last one is the Raisin Bran. I don't know if you can see that. I'll get out of the way for a minute. Our word is creator. Oh, did you guess that? I bet some of you did. Our word is creator. Yep, God is our creator. God created all the things around us. So take a look. Yep, our praying mantis is still on the window, so that's pretty cool that he showed us today. Now, God is creator of our world and of you and of me. We solved our problems already. So let's bow our head and we'll say a prayer. Dear God, we can praise you for all the things you have made for us to enjoy. We love you and we thank you for being awesome and our creator. Amen. Now, what I want you to do this week, I want you to go out into the world. Yes, leave your house, walk around, and I want you to find at least 10 things that you might not have noticed before that God had made. Find 10 things. I bet more than 10 things. Okay, so have a good week. Next week, I think we're going to do Beach Hat Day. I think it's Beach Hat Day. I'll have another clue from our treasure chest. Okay, so before we leave, I'm going to see if I can get the computer over there to show you the praying mantis. Okay, so let's just take a walk through the room with me. See if I can get up there and see if we can see him. I don't know, the sun might be in the way. Yeah, I don't think you can see him. He's up there on the window. Yeah, I don't think you can see him. He's up there on the window. He actually climbed up higher. So everybody have a good week. And yeah, don't let summer pass you by. Go out and look at God's creation. See you next week.